And I'm live. Hello, everyone. It's the Megan Show today. Everyone else is traveling or working, but we wanted to make sure that we were still here. Hello to Stendores, who's on the East Coast. Say hey if you are in the chat as well. Tonight is a write-in. It is our last one of November. Hi, Nicole. How has November been going for you all? I have lots of stuff planned. Hi, Missy Kate. Hi, Andrew. I'm excited for the write-in. We'll do a warm-up soon, but how's everyone feeling? I wrote down some questions for the audience, and the big one was, how are you feeling about this year? How's writing been? How's everything going? So let me know how you're feeling. What are you working on tonight? I am working on drafting, hopping between a horror and a fantasy. So both are going slow, but going pretty well. It's been a year for me. Just a couple minutes. Yeah, I can't believe November has flown by really fast this year. It feels like it's been a couple days, but we're at the end of it already. I'm nowhere close to hitting my word count goal for the month, but I am feeling good because words are on the page. So I figured for this write-in, I wanted to have some like prompts because I think those are always really fun when we have those. But you know, when you're coming up with them twice a month, you run out pretty fast. But I thought it would be fun to use the emotion thesaurus today. This is my favorite writing resource, I guess. It's by Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi. This has been my favorite writing resource probably for 9 years, since I found it, and they released an extra long version at some point. So it's expanded to 130 entries. So I thought for the prompts tonight, I would just tell Google to generate a random number between 30 is where the entries start and 290, which is where the entries end. And we could use whatever it gives to us. Let the universe decide what the emotion is going to be that we try to weave in to what we're writing right now. Nicole said, I'm nowhere near 50,000 words, but I've enjoyed the time I spent writing this month, especially the write-ins. Yay, I'm so glad. Let's kick things off with a warm-up, yeah? So tell Google to generate me a random number. And our random number is 142. Which is happiness. One of the things I think is really cool about this resource is that they'll give you, so the definition, which I don't think we need to define happiness right now, but then it also gives you physical signals and behaviors. So like an upturned face, smiling, humming, telling jokes, rapid speaking. Then it also gives you the internal sensations like heat radiating through the chest, tingling hands, mental responses. You might think more positively or notice small things. You might feel a little more fearless. And then it's also got acute or long-term responses for this emotion. So like shake with excitement, big movements. It gives signs that the emotion is being suppressed, like bouncing in place, taking deep calming breaths. And then it gives you, in the expanded version, some associated power verbs like animate, appreciate, beam, brighten, caress. So yeah, try and inject that into your warm-up sprint. Right before we start, Missy Kate said, I was excited by Nano 2.0 and Nov Nov, but sadly I still haven't written. Tonight's the night, I believe. So we'll do our warm-up and we will check in at about the 14. Yeah, no, let's do 10 minutes. So we'll check in at the 19. And time. How did the warm-up go for everyone? It went pretty well for me. I discovered that StreamYard gave me Thanksgiving assets. So now I have a turkey carrying a wagon full of gourds and 1 carrot. I also have the option of this border. So everything is coming up word nerds right now. I got not a lot of words. I was mostly focused on the assets. Big night for me. Did get 39 words. And during that sprint, a shelf fell downstairs. So I briefly thought I was being burgled, but crisis averted. Fortunately, there would have been like 5 of you watching to call someone if I was being burgled. Nicole got 76 words and likes the turkey. Missy Kate said cute. Yes. I hope they let us keep the turkey forever. I don't think they will, but he's my friend for today, my co-chatter. We've got, I was looking at the calendar and there's actually only 2 chats scheduled for the rest of the year after this. So next week is our baking night, our once yearly baking night. Let me fetch the link for that. So next week we are going to be making these peppermint cookies, not like the melt away ones that we made last year that tasted really weird. I mean, they tasted okay, but the texture was so weird. For next week. So yeah, next week we'll be making these, or you can just come and hang out, or you can bake something different, but I'll be doing some step-by-step for these while we just kind of talk about life and books and everything. And then we'll have our yearly wrap-up the week after that, and then we won't be back until 2026, which is wild. Fox's Best Laid Plans got 360 on that one and said, I'm going to finish these last 3 chapters before midnight, I swear. I don't know how close you are to midnight, but I believe in you. All right. I'm generating another number for us. If you missed it at the top of the chat, we're having some light prompts using the emotion thesaurus. You don't have to use the prompt in your writing, but if you want something to kind of guide you, I have been doing a random number generator to pick the page. Oh, East Coast. Excellent. Lots of East Coast people. I'm also on the East Coast. Yeah, 3 chapters. That'd be a lot, but we're going to get a lot done tonight. So I'll do my best to help you get there. The page is 217 for our random generated. And this one is relief, the alleviation or lightening of oppressive stressors. Andrew said, I love when you do bake night, someone who does not bake. I have so much fun at them. I just think they're really fun, even when people aren't baking. It's like nice and relaxed. So the prompt for this one is going to be relief. Some physical signs and signals and behaviors of relief are gasping, trembling hands, slumping posture, slow smile, shaky laughter. Some internal sensations, dry mouth, weak muscles, and unexpected release of all tension, tears welling up behind the eyelids, a sudden lightness or giddiness. Mental responses, wanting to be held, a desire to be still and let the relief sink in, gratitude, jumbled thoughts, may escalate to happiness, excitement, or gratitude, may de-escalate to uncertainty, confusion, and worry. So again, this is from the Emotion Thesaurus by Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi. So let's do a 20-minute sprint for this one. We will check back in at the 44. Good luck, everyone. And that's time. Let me know how that went for you in the chat. I think, let me check. I got a little over 200 words for that one, so not too bad. Nicole said 180 words, and those cookies look very tasty. Good choice. I'm hoping they'll be good this time. Yeah. I have, I was trying to think because I knew I was going to be the only one here today. So thinking of things to talk about, and it's holiday season. People are buying gifts. And so I wanted to do some picture book recommendations today. If you have any children in your life, I feel like the picture book scene has been really good lately. So this one is one of my favorites that we got this year. It's called The Cafe at the Edge of the Woods, by Mikey Please. This one was just really like whimsical and fun and baking. I'm realizing now there's kind of a baking theme for over half of these. This is just all my interests. My other baking themed one is The Bakery Dragon by Devin L. Kurtz. It is every bit as cute as the cover illustration would have you believe. And I went to the bookstore yesterday and found out there's a sequel where the dragon's going to learn how to make a cake. So I'm very excited to read this one. Do like a close-up one. The art is just so cute. I adore those ones. This is one that Erin recommended when I was having a kid. Bats at the Library. It rhymes. It's got like a really nice rhythm to it. And it's so cute. The bats sneak into the library when they leave the windows open for cleaning or something. And the bats go in and they read all the books. And then my last picture book recommendation for the night, I couldn't find the first one. I have the first one somewhere. The first book is Millie Fleur's Poison Garden. And then this one is Millie Fleur Saves the Night. It's the sequel. It's so whimsical. She's got the creepiest little garden, and it's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. If anyone else has picture book recommendations, especially ones that have like the cute whimsical vibes, I want them so badly. And my kid loves them as well. It's also always a good time if you've got a middle grade reader to get E. Latimer's books, Escape to Witch City and The Strange and Deadly Portraits of Bryony Gray. Fox's Best Laid Plans said, oh my God, their little chef hat, so cute. Oh my, yeah. It's unbelievable. And it seems that fairies are being added to the lore in book 2. So big things are happening in the Bakery Dragon universe. All right. And before we dive into the last sprint of the night, just one more reminder that we have 2 more chats for the rest of the year. So next week we're doing our bake night. I put the link in the chat here. We're doing Sally's Baking Addictions recipe for peppermint snowball cookies. They should be really easy to make if you want to try to bake along with us, or you could just come hang out and then we'll do your wrap-up video. And yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. If anyone has any chat requests for next year, I am working on putting those together. We've got January planned already with our like goals chat, and then we're going to do a Dungeon Crawler Carl chat because that was requested last time. I know Andrew said, I can't believe it's time for hiatus already. It really snuck up on me this year, I feel like. Although I've probably said that in every chat for the last 7 years. So maybe I just need to get a better calendar. All right, well, let's do one last cool down sprint. We'll do 10 minutes. It'll take us right to 9 Eastern time. Is anyone not on the East Coast right now? Nicole, are you Central time maybe, Nicole? Anyway, yeah. So we'll do one last sprint for the night. We'll do 10 minutes to cool down, and then we'll call it. So I hope it's going well for you so far. I'm going to try to talk us through like half of this minute at least. All right, let's do that cool down sprint. We will check in at the hour. And that's time. Let me know how that last sprint went for you in the chat. I got 190 words that time, so I actually started having some momentum, which is nice. Nice way to end the night. Yeah, I put the names of all of those books that I recommended in the chat for anyone who wants to see those. Give people just a minute. Joe Catherine finally got some words. Yay. Andrew also said, I finally got words on the page. Hooray. And Nicole got 125 words. Nice. Wow, great job, everyone. I'm really excited. We got a lot of good stuff done today. Like I said, we'll be back next week. All Fox's Best Laid Plans got 227 on that. So 1657 total for this hour. Nice. I believe in you for getting the 3 chapters done for tonight. But this is where I call it a night. Once again, I will be back with more people next week for our baking night. I put the link in the chat. We're doing Sally's Baking Addictions peppermint cookie recipe. What's it called? Peppermint snowball cookies. So hope to see you all then. It's our second to last chat before the hiatus. I hope you had a lovely holiday if you're here in the United States, and that you had a lovely weekend if you are not in the United States. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. Bye, everyone.